Okay guys, today we're going to replace the crankcase vent filter. As you can see here, this is a Fleet Guard replacement filter, factory replacement. You can see inside there the paper filter the crankcase ventilation goes through. And to my knowledge, this has never been done. So I got a new Molly gasket here. I'm assuming this gasket's been squished for quite a few years now, so for the price of a new gasket we'll put one in. Now the reason I'm doing this is because the other day when I was replacing a turbo boot, I noticed the turbo impeller was dirty, which is a sign the crankcase vent is saturated. Now it's a good idea to change this thing for two reasons. The first one, obviously, if your pressure can't get out, it's likely to push oil out in places you don't want. And that's not something I want. So that's the first reason why we're going to change this filter. And the second reason is like I said, the turbo impeller is full of oil, which means that it's actually sucking in oil particulate, which isn't a big deal, but as it passes through the tiny fins on the intercooler here, it'll slowly plug those fins up and you'll lose your boost. You get all sorts of problems, be sluggish, poor fuel mileage, you'll end up having to change your intercooler, and that just sucks. So those are the two main reasons why we're going to change this filter. When I get it out, I want to cut it in half somewhere just to see how it looks inside, but I have a pretty good idea. Just looking at this one, the paper cartridges, there's two. They run the entire length of the assembly here. Either way, we'll cut it apart, so let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is just pop off this electrical harness off the stud back here. And there's just a hose right here that vents the crankcase down to the turbo intake. A lot of people just get rid of this altogether. That's not something I've done or really plan on doing. Alright, so it's just those two things that need to come off. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bolts to take out, and they are 8mm, and that should come off. So, alright, we got all our bolts out. I'll just unscrew the oil cap here. It should pop out. Just like that. Pretty easy. Nice and clean in there. I thought I'd have to give that a scrub, but not the case. Pretty tight fit. Give it a little pry. Like that. Lift it off. Yeah, the difference in just the weight alone between these two is huge, but you can see how dark the filters are in there. They're pretty saturated. Not much to do on preparation for this. Just look to see that your old O-rings came out here. And like I said, everything's pretty clean, so I'll pop this old gasket out. So you'll notice here on the gasket there's a little tab, and that goes directly to the back of the firewall. Alright, new gasket's installed, new filter ready to go. Just steal a little bit of oil off this for these O-rings, just so they push in a little bit better. A little bit on this outside top one here too. Line it up, push it down. Okay, crankcase vent installed. Pretty quick and easy one. Anybody can do this if you have a basic set of tools. Save yourself a couple $100 for sure. I'll stick that hose on there. Okay, that's that. I'll put my oil cap back on so no crap falls in there. Now we just gotta finish tightening this bad boy up. As I tighten up the last two bolts here, there probably is a torque spec for these, but just after years of working on vehicles, pretty much know where to tighten it and where not to. So if you're not too concerned about a torque spec, this is something you just want to snug down. Nothing crazy. And that's it. Our wire loom's attached back here. Throw this clamp back on the end of the hose. There. We are sending fresh, filtered crankcase air to our turbo now, which I'm sure it will enjoy. So I'll just finish buttoning this up and then I'll take this filter apart and we'll check it out. What I did to get this apart, not that anybody really cares because I'm sure they don't want to do this. That's why I'm going to do it for you, is we'll open it up and see this. Oh, it's just got many hundreds of layers of paper in there for a filter. Huh. And they are saturated. So it's good. I'm glad we changed it. Definitely do this a little bit more frequently now. I bought this truck used, so I'm not too sure of its history. However, we'll put this on the regular maintenance schedule. So that's the inside, if you're ever curious. Thanks again for watching this video. I really hope it helps somebody make the decision to change this themselves. It's a decision you won't regret. I probably spent 50 or 60 bucks in parts here, and that's the end of the story. Job's done. No labor. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.